In order to understand the situation today, we must take an honest look at the past. We must look beyond appearances and examine the material reality of the concrete policy decisions of our leaders and hold them accountable. While praise for Obama remains strong, particularly in the era of Trump, is this praise really justified? Was Obama really the progressive hero he's made out to be? And did Obama open the door to many of Trump's own egregious policies? To give just a partial list, Obama bombed 7 Muslim-majority countries, dropped 26,171 bombs in 2016 alone. He personally maintained a secret kill list. He initiated a secret drone war in Yemen. He deported a record 2 million immigrants, earning him the title Deporter-in-Chief. He detained immigrant children separate from their families, just like Trump. He drastically expanded the power of ICE, handing Trump a powerful apparatus to kick out even more immigrants. He deployed special forces to 134 countries. Compare that to the 60 under George W. Bush. He backed literal Nazis in Ukraine in the coup in 2014. He supported Israel's illegal occupation of Palestine. He assassinated 4 U.S. citizens. He repealed the propaganda ban, allowing government propaganda to be spread via news outlets. He vastly expanded the NSA spying program. He extended the Patriot Act, and he failed to prosecute anyone responsible for the 2007-2008 financial crisis. The above policies demonstrate that Obama failed to live up to his progressive promises, and Democrats will always continue to fall short. Next, I would like to introduce a professor from the law school here at the U of I, Dr. Francis Boyle.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you, Peter, for that opening statement. Yes, I am Francis Boyle. I'm the senior professor here at the College of Law. I've taught here 41 years. Is it on? No, I don't think so. I don't think you're projecting.
Just push that.
Testing. I think that works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. My name is Francis Boyle. I'm professor of law here at the College of Law. I'm the senior professor College of Law. I've taught here 41 years in a row without a break. And I know Obama. He was behind me at Harvard Law School. Obama abandoned and betrayed every principle I learned at Harvard Law School, including the United States Constitution. Now, I was favorably disposed towards Obama when the black students brought him over here to the law school from Springfield to speak. I went over there, I sat next to Obama, I introduced myself to Obama. I told Obama I couldn't stay, I had to go home for dinner with my family. He said he understood. I wished him well, and I shook his hand. I was the only law professor there that day, and I am here to condemn Obama as a war criminal and worse. The U of I is giving him an ethics in government award. This is a sick joke and a demented fraud. The University of Illinois, for its own typical bootlicking reasons, wants to whitewash all of Obama's international crimes. Obama should be sitting in a jail cell in The Hague with the International Criminal Court and not here getting some bogus ethics in government award from the bootlickers of the University of Illinois campus bigwigs. Now, I'm not the only one to say this. Obama and I had the same jurisprudence teacher, philosophy at law, at Harvard Law School, Professor Roberto Unger, the founder of the critical legal studies movement, the same teacher. And what did our teacher say about Obama on BBC Hard Talk and elsewhere? Obama is a disaster, quote and unquote. Again, Professor Unger said, quote, his teacher, my teacher, Obama is a disaster, unquote. And I agree with Professor Unger, one of the great philosophers of law in the post-World II era, my teacher, Obama's teacher, and I've been teaching jurisprudence since I came here in 1978. Now, don't just take Professor Unger's words for it. What does Professor Noam Chomsky have to say about Obama and his drone murder extermination campaign against Muslims, Arabs, Asians of color all over the world? Here is Professor Noam Chomsky, quote, particularly to the drone assassinations, the most extreme terrorist campaign of modern times, which have killed more than 5,000 people, including U.S. citizens and hundreds of children, unquote. That is Noam Chomsky, one of the great intellectuals in the world and a personal hero of mine when he was leading the forces of opposition to the Vietnam War, and I was opposing that war as a young man. And that's how Chomsky referred to Obama's drone murder campaign. Quote, the most extreme terrorist campaign of modern times. Unquote. That's Chomsky. That's amazing to think of. That's the person here that the U of I is whitewashing, murdering, exterminating thousands. And indeed, that figure today on the drone murder extermination campaign is up to at least 10,000. And Trump is just continuing. Indeed, Trump is just continuing across the board policies that Obama put in power, in place, deliberately. And the difference between Trump and Obama and Bush Jr. is that Obama knows better. He's a magna cum laude graduate of Harvard Law School, just like I am. And as I said, Obama has abandoned and betrayed every known principle of the rule of law that I ever learned at Harvard Law School, including the United States Constitution, that he doesn't give diddly squat. And indeed, referring to his drone murder extermination campaign, what did Obama say? Quote, he bragged, I'm really good at killing people. Unquote. I'm really good at killing people. Those are Obama's own words. That's the man the U of I is whitewashing today with their ethics in government. And indeed, Obama murdered U.S. citizens, 4 of them, at least, that we know of, including Mr. Al-Awlaki and his 16-year-old son, who was completely innocent of anything. Obama is a monster. He's a criminal. As I said, he should be in jail, not getting some bogus ethics award from the bootlickers at the University of Illinois administration. Let's review his record. The first thing Obama does, he comes into office, Bush Jr. has 26,000 troops in Afghanistan. And Obama escalates that immediately to 100,000 troops. 100,000 troops. Murdering, killing, exterminating Afghans all up and down. We don't even have a count because the Pentagon won't give us the numbers. My estimate, maybe 1 million. Maybe 1 million. Obama exterminated Muslims and Afghans in Afghanistan. Obama is like Genghis Khan and his Mongol horde, raping, robbing, pillaging, and murdering all over the world innocent men, women, and children. That's the guy they're giving their ethics and government award to. After he had done his genocidal work in Afghanistan, Obama moved on to Libya in order to steal their oil. Obama launched his war against Libya and exterminated 50,000 Libyans. 50,000, wantonly, needlessly, for no reason except Obama wanted to steal Libya's oil. Indeed, it was outright genocide for black Africans living in Libya that Obama perpetrated upon them. And Obama then destroyed Libya as a state completely. It no longer exists. And we then have the massive refugee crisis coming out of Libya with thousands of Africans, blacks and Arabs, drowning in the Mediterranean, all thanks to Obama, this war criminal. All right? After he was done with Libya, then what did Obama do? He moved on to Syria and destroyed Syria. And he worked with jihadi terrorists to overthrow the government of Syria and create a total catastrophe. Maybe 500,000 Syrians have been killed, murdered because of Obama. And that country is a catastrophe today. The battles still go on. We have no idea what's going to happen over there. And just like he did in Libya, Obama used jihadi extremists to wage his war for him. And we in Libya, we became the Air Force for Obama's jihadi extremists. And then he turned them on Syria, and that death and destruction by Obama goes on today. A second state that Obama has pretty much destroyed all by himself with his, Genghis Khan and his horde of Mongols. Now we come to Yemen. Yemen was started by Obama. Massive death and destruction in Yemen. Right now, as we speak today, Obama supporting Saudi Arabia and the UAE against Yemen has killed close to 10,000 Houthis. Outright genocide. All to steal their oil and set off a humanitarian catastrophe in Yemen. There are 2 million Yemenis over there suffering from cholera. It's the largest outbreak of cholera in the world today, and they are starving. Obama starved them to death. Shame. There's an embargo on them right now. They can't even eat. And Obama started this policy. Now, I could go on here forever, and I'm not going to, because I teach Obama's atrocities to my law students. But I think we could have no better indication of where Obama really stands than the eulogy he gave last weekend in honor of the war criminal and warmonger, John McCain. John McCain was a war criminal. He bombed Hanoi, killing innocent civilians when he was shot down. Outright war criminal. And when he got home, McCain mongered for every war the United States ever waged since then, including in Syria and supporting our Nazis in the Ukraine. And indeed, let us recall John McCain's theme song, quote, "Bomb, bomb, 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 Iran," unquote. Bomb, 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 Iran, unquote. 60 million people. And McCain did his best to kill them and to start a war against them. And Obama then appeared there to give a eulogy in support of this long-standing war criminal and warmonger. And who else was there? Bush Jr. You know, another Genghis Khan and his horde of Mongols. And they're best buddies, Bush Jr. and Obama. And who else did they trot out to honor McCain? Henry Kissinger. The three of them. Yes, they all spoke right after each other. There was Kissinger, Obama, I think Bush Jr. and then Obama. Kissinger. Kissinger of the genocidal Vietnam War, murdering 58,000 young men of my generation and exterminating 3 million Vietnamese. I call him Hank Half and Eichmann Kissinger. And I say that from personal experience. I went through the exact same program at Harvard that produced Kissinger before me. They gave me Kissinger's old office at Harvard's Center for International Affairs. Well, there, but for the grace of God, go I. So here we have three major warmongers and war criminals honoring a fourth. You have Kissinger, Bush Jr., and Obama honoring McCain. Well, as I say, right, warbirds of a feather flock together. And I have one message for Obama that I want to deliver him here today as a lawyer and a law professor and a graduate of Harvard Law School. Hey, Obama, say, how many kids did you kill today? Hey, Obama, say, how many kids did you kill today? Hey, Obama, say, how many kids did you kill today? Thank you.
Thank you, Francis.
Wait. Okay.
Let me conclude these festivities. My name's David Green. I'm a local peace activist. And let me just conclude with a couple of minutes of comments. Francis Boyle's specialty, one of his specialties, is international law in relation to Israel-Palestine. And I've, as a Jewish dissident, I've struggled with this issue for many, many years. And let me just say about Obama. He's coming here today to talk about authoritarianism in American politics. Of course, it's Trump he's talking about. But there's good authority and there's bad authority. Obama had the good and fair and legal authority to end the occupation of the West Bank, to end the siege on Gaza. He could have used the power of his office and the power of international law to bring an end to that conflict, which the entire world understands in very basic terms, that Israel should withdraw from its occupied territories, and that the siege of Gaza should end, and that the Palestinians should have their right of return recognized as it is in international law. President Obama never lifted a finger to do any of these things. He made a rather futile and pathetic effort at peace, but he did not use the power of the presidency, the power of our alliance with the Jewish state, the power of the billions of dollars of military aid that could have been withheld. All Obama would have had to do to make peace in Israel and Palestine is to pick up the phone, make a call, talk to the Israeli Prime Minister and say, you figure it out, you know international law, get back to us. Otherwise, your foreign aid will stop, your foreign embassy, your embassy people will be sent home, and that will be that. And the Israeli Prime Minister cannot stand up to the American president. Obama, in spite of Netanyahu's hatred for him, behaved like an absolute wimp in relation to Netanyahu and never enforced peace in the Middle East, never really challenged Netanyahu's policies about bombing Iran, and therefore was an ineffectual at best president. So besides being a warmonger, I think Obama, especially in relation to this situation, was a kind of wimp. But all that really means is that he's a servant of the ruling class. And that is the bottom line, whether it's McCain, Bush, Clinton, Obama, Kissinger, whomever, they are servants of the ruling class. And Obama is here because the Institute for Government and Public Affairs, Institute of Government and Public Affairs, likes the ruling class, represents the ruling class. That's what motivates an award, an ethics, quote unquote, award like this. Thank you very much.